You're watching the news track. As COVID-19 continues to wreak havoc, scientists and researchers are exploring various avenues to come up with medical treatments that can fight it. The one treatment that seems to be generating a lot of focus at this moment is plasma therapy. More than 5 states in India are using plasma therapy at this moment and seem to be satisfied with the results. Joining us at this moment live is Dr. Randeep Guleria. He's the director of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Stuti Singh joins us. She is one of the first donors of plasma therapy and she'll explain her experience. But before that, I want to show our viewers a report on what plasma therapy is and the kind of results it's been yielding.
190,000 and counting. The global death toll of a deadly virus has sparked humanity's biggest race. Find a cure, find a treatment, find something to fight the COVID-19 fatalities. Now an old treatment is gaining huge traction. Not as the silver bullet that will fell a deadly virus on the march, but a possible stopgap treatment until a vaccine is found. The convalescent plasma therapy, the approach called convalescent plasma, uses part of the blood that contains antibodies. Antibodies are proteins found in blood plasma that attack specific virus or bacteria like COVID-19. By giving these pre-made antibodies to a patient means they don't have to produce the same antibodies on their own. Importantly, these antibodies are procured from COVID-19 survivors, those who defeated the virus and formed antibodies against it.
It appears to have been effective in previous epidemics. There seems to have been some good effect during the swine flu, the H1N1 epidemic of 2008-2009.
As blood plasma is immediately available from survivors, many countries are already using the therapy in the hope to stem high mortality rates. Not yet proven, but seen to have positive impact, the convalescent plasma therapy has already been approved by the American Food and Drug Administration. In India, Kerala was the first state to start experimenting with this therapy. Delhi swiftly followed, and now Karnataka, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Telangana and Tamil Nadu are all hoping to get positive results from it.
It will be very worthwhile to treat using this plasma antibody, that is convalescent plasma therapy or the infusion or transfusion, what we say. So I always felt that this treatment will definitely work in people who are critically ill.
Delhi has conducted the plasma therapy on 4 patients at the LNJP hospital after a coronavirus positive patient was weaned off the ventilator at the Max hospital with the use of this therapy.
4 जो मरीज थे उसमें से 2 मरीजों को मंगलवार को प्लाज्मा दिया गया था, तो आज 3 दिन हो गए उन्हें प्लाज्मा दिए हुए। वो दोनों आईसीयू में थे और मुझे एलएनजेपी के मेडिकल डायरेक्टर जो हैं उन्होंने बताया है कि शायद आज उनको आईसीयू से निकाल के वार्ड में शिफ्ट कर दिया जाएगा।
It is important to note that the blood plasma therapy is not the first line of treatment, which till now continues to be the use of hydroxychloroquine and other antivirals. Only if the patient is experiencing lung collapse and is on ventilator, the blood plasma therapy could be useful. However, in India, the efficacy is being questioned. The number of COVID-19 patients today stand at a little over 23,000. The number of recoveries just about a little over 4,700. Even if the number of patients on ventilator are marginal, the number of recoveries would hardly be enough to supply the plasma. Most recovered might not be medically fit to donate blood plasma, but the few that are might not be ready to donate. For example, in Mumbai there are 500 recoveries. However, only 2 have come forward to donate. So until the world finds itself a cure, a vaccine, transferring immunity from those who fought and won to those who are fighting and struggling under the wrath of this deadly disease, could be that small silver lining in these bleak times. Bureau Report, India Today.
Dr. Randeep Guleria runs India's premier medical institute, the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. He joins us live on the news track. Dr. Guleria, can this blood plasma be taken only from those who've recovered, or can you do an antibody test and determine if somebody in the general population also has immunity, and can that also be used to treat? And how convinced are you at this moment from the evidence at hand, Dr. Guleria, that blood plasma therapy could prove effective in the fight against COVID-19?
So convalescent plasma therapy has been there for over 100 years and has been used even in the Spanish influenza pandemic, more recently in Ebola patients also. It is one of the forms of therapy which can be tried. There are limited data which is available as far as COVID-19 is concerned, 2 small studies from the US. It may be one drug or medication in our armamentarium which may help, but we need more data to say how effective it is. Alone, I don't think it's going to be a major game changer. We will need to look at it in a holistic manner. But like you rightly said, we need also to have enough patients who are willing to give their blood, are fit, and their blood has enough antibodies. That is the other important thing. A person who has recovered may give his blood, but we also have to test to see that there are a good amount of antibodies in the plasma.
After one of the 25,000 people who have had COVID-19 in our country recover, how many days does it take for antibodies to develop? And for most people who are watching, if they've just come out of COVID-19, the last thing they'd want to do is go back to a hospital, go back to a blood bank and want to have their blood taken out again, even though it can save somebody's life. But your first instinct reaction, your family's reaction is likely to be, let's keep you safe, let's keep you as far away from a hospital as we can. Dr. Guleria, how do you address that?
So currently, once your swab is negative, and we do that after 14 days that you've recovered, then after another 14 days, you can come and donate your blood. It requires a lot of counseling. We've had patients who have willingly said that they will come and donate blood. Even today, a patient came and donated blood who had recovered 14 days ago and was negative. We have another patient who came 4 days ago and donated blood for plasma therapy. So it's an issue of how do you convince and talk to your patients. Remember, a majority of patients have mild or are asymptomatic, and they are the ones who feel that they would like to do something to give back to society, and if their blood can be used, they are willing to give that 1 unit of blood. You have to make arrangements. They don't have to come to hospital. You can have a mobile blood bank service which can collect the blood from different sites, and they don't need to really come into a hospital and have that panic about coming into a COVID center.
And finally,
so
Dr. Guleria, to how many people can one recovered patient transfer his blood to? So if you're extracting blood, one person who's recovered, what level of antibodies will his body have? How many people can be given that blood who need that blood? And what's the kind of patient who needs the blood? Is it only somebody who's very badly off, whose body is not being able to cope? What's the level of infection that's required for somebody to be given blood plasma therapy?
So plasma therapy is for sick patients. It's not for those with mild or moderate illness. It's for those who are in the ICU or very sick, on ventilators and are quite ill. Secondly, you have to test the plasma to see that it has enough antibodies in it before you give it. The antibody titer has to be high. And then you would give 1 unit of plasma usually to one patient and hope that this turns the tide, because you're now giving these antibodies into his blood and thereby giving him some degree of passive immunity to fight the infection.
Dr. Guleria, I don't want to take up too much of your time. We salute you and your team and the effort that they're making, and I thank you for joining us. The director of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Dr. Randeep Guleria. I want to go across to Sumiti Singh now. She, in some senses, is a COVID hero because she first survived from COVID and then she came, Sumiti, and was willing to donate blood plasma. Now that really takes a big heart and a lot of courage. We are delighted that you did that. Explain what was in your mind when you took this crucial decision that you wanted, despite just having recovered from COVID-19, that you wanted to go back and donate your blood plasma.
So the doctors informed me that I was an able body to be able to give blood plasma, which meant I didn't have any pre-existing illnesses. I had a good hemoglobin. I wasn't on any medication. So there were a couple of criteria that I needed to match to be able to donate my blood plasma. And the doctors informed me that I was somebody who was capable of doing it. and if I was willing, I could do it. So that's when I decided to donate my blood plasma. They also told me it is for a clinical trial, and it might be useful in saving somebody's life. And that was one of the main reasons why I decided that, you know, if there's a way for me to give back, then this was it, and I should do it.
Really amazing,
So,
your spirit.
yeah.
Can you explain what's the process involved in donating blood plasma? How much time does it take? Is it painful? What does it involve?
Plasmapheresis is basically the procedure that one goes through. If you've donated blood, that is the process that is going to be followed. So they they put an injection, and that injection draws out blood. The blood goes into a machine. That machine segregates your blood and your plasma, and then the blood comes back into your body. So this happens in multiple cycles until the time that the amount of plasma they want to take from you is done. For me, I donated 500 ml of plasma. So it took about 2 cycles of blood going out and coming in for me to donate the plasma. Is it painful? It's a prick. Expect that. A normal blood donation process will have you know, a little bit, or you might feel a little nauseous, you might feel a little lightheaded. That's what I also felt, but nothing too uncomfortable, nothing that you can't handle. If you're able to do it, you definitely should do it.
Every person in this country who at this moment has recovered from coronavirus, what's your message to those who have the antibodies, could be potential donors, but are very concerned about whether it's safe to go back, whether it's worth going back, or are thinking, let's keep ourselves first before we worry about anybody else? What's your message to all of them?
I had a lot of apprehensions or questions, not apprehensions, more questions in terms of, you know, if I have antibodies, will the doctors, when they take the plasma, will there be any antibodies left for me? Will I get susceptible again? Whether I will feel well after the procedure. The doctors there, they explained to me that, you know, there is absolutely nothing to worry about, that there is, you're giving just a small portion of the antibodies that your body is capable of making to somebody else, and don't worry, everything will be fine. That's exactly what I have gone through, and I must tell you that if you're able to do it, do it. I've also written extensively about it on my Facebook, and I've shared a video. So in case you want to see it and see what the procedure is like, please go have a look. It's also available on YouTube, so have a look at these things.
Sumati Singh,
it will put you at ease and you will be able to give it.
I love your spirit, I love your attitude, I thank you for what you did, and also for joining us. That's the kind of attitude that we need. She's just come out of coronavirus and she's willing to go back and donate her blood because somebody else's life could be saved. Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.